lot of the evidence about why people don't vote doesn't actually point to the difficulty of the voting process. It points to more psychological factors. People don't think their vote matters. They don't know what's at stake. They don't even maybe know that there is an election, especially at the local level. Our turnout should be 80 or 90%. That would be typical of another democracy, and instead it's barely 50% in a presidential year.
When we're missing to half of the population in governing our country, we have a really unbalanced power dynamic where our decisions are made based on those who already are powerful. So why should we care if about half of the Americans are not actually participating in democracy? The nation that has diversified rapidly, especially in the last 50 years, has not kept up with that change in who we serve as a government. So even for the interest of, do we have healthy people? Do we have productive citizens contributing taxes? If we don't fix the institutions by incorporating other people's inputs, we're going to fail collectively.
There's not that many examples of sort of really successful multiracial democracies out in the world. And there aren't that many countries that are as diverse as ours. We are in a period right now where we're very closely divided in terms of sort of people who sort of are embracing this sort of demographic change and people who don't like it and are sort of fighting against it. Politicians are going to have to embrace that diversity because eventually it's just not going to become a good way to win votes anymore, win elections anymore by fighting against it. I'm optimistic that the future holds promise for a country that embraces its diversity and that the forces fighting against that diversity become a more marginalized part of the country.
One thing that gives me tremendous hope is young people. This generation is already living in the multiracial America that is coming. Within their lives, there will be no single governing racial or ethnic majority. And for them right now, they are encountering a very diverse, very multiracial world. So the rest of us have to catch up.
If young people are not learning why they have rights and responsibility to participate in election as citizens of the United States, then young people technically have the right to vote, but they have no reason to vote. We can have democracy in name only, which is sort of what's happening now to many young Americans and Americans who are marginalized. They don't feel the democracy. They know it's there, but it's for certain people. In order to have democracy, that means everybody, regardless of their race or socioeconomic status, can participate equally. That's a lot of reforms and changes we need to make, especially by those who are advantaged by the system.
It's up to the current generation, including young people, to get us through that in a way that actually gets us somewhere better, which I definitely think is possible. We're not just trying to save something that was good in the past. We're actually trying to be a multiracial democracy for the first time in history, and I think we can get there.